Hey YouTube, this video I'm about to record is part 3 of a series I started called Thoughts on God. It's just some of my journal entries that I've made over the years. And here we go. One night, years ago, I was helping with childcare in a local church I used to go to. And the ladies upstairs at the end of the day, when it was time to take the children to their parents, they were working on a project called Tables on Parade. It's where all the women get together and they decorate a pretty table, and they have a speaker come and they have a nice meal, and they kind of, have a competition to see whose table is the best looking table. And on that night when I went to see how the ladies were doing while preparing their tables for the next night, some of the women looked like death incarnate. I fought the urge to ask them where their cloaks and staffs were. Instead, I asked them questions about their table and tried to compliment their work. They gave tired, withdrawn responses like, "The decorations aren't mine, I borrowed them." Other admissions like, "I don't know how to do this. I'm looking around at all the other tables because I don't know how the silverware is supposed to lay. This really isn't my thing." Question: why are we decorating tables that we don't even want to decorate? Is that supposed to honor God? Quite the opposite is true. It is the sacrifice of Cain. Cain didn't offer an effort out of love for God. He offered it out of spite, envy, or peer pressure. And how much of our activities are just like this? Personally, I was glad those women were bored with this routine. Because if everybody could just admit that they didn't want to do something without feeling guilty or embarrassed about not wanting to, then maybe God will take back the reins in His churches. If everyone could slow down, could be still and know that He is God, He would direct us into more holy ordained, more God-driven activities on which we could start to thrive. And events like Tables on Parade can be holy ordained if people are led by their faith in their work and interests. I was listening to a pastor on the radio weeks ago. He told a story about a punch bowl at a family member's party. He said that the bowl was filled with ice-cold punch, but around the circumference of the bowl the women had placed many candles. He had some good jokes at their expense at that point in the story, because what happened next was unprecedented in all of his punch bowl history. The heat from the candles so close to the freezing punch created a conflict of interest. Suddenly the glass bowl cracked and the punch flooded the tables. This pastor likened the glass bowl to the hypocrisy that confines the frozen chosen. He said our problem in many churches today is that none of us are really hot enough to crack the glass. Until then, we'll see what happens when the irresistible forces of disobedience and indifference meet with the immovable object, the rock cornerstone of Jesus Christ. I have heard pastors say or pray for their churches to be of God-sized faith and holiness. With God, all things are possible, but God-sized faith and holiness will require God-sized change.